In the headlines, APC ends presidential campaign rally in Lagos. Abuja beggars feel heat as Naira's scarcity persists. Militants burn woman alive in Imo, set houses on fire. And on the foreign scene, 3 UN peacekeepers killed in Mali blast. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, on Tuesday described President Muhammadu Buhari's support for him ahead of Saturday's poll as a booster that will enable him to work for a better Nigeria if elected. Tinubu made the declaration during a rally held at Teslim Balogun Stadium, Surulere in Lagos State. At the rally, which served as the grand finale of the APC presidential campaign, the former Lagos governor, while addressing President Buhari, assured that he will work hard for Nigeria, just as the president is working hard to see that he is elected. Tinubu promised to vigorously pursue the Renewed Hope Manifesto for the good of all Nigerians.
But I assure you, as you work hard for me, I will work hard for Nigeria.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
As you give Nigeria the hope to renew their faith in their country, I will sustain that hope. Those who look helpless today will be helpful in this country. All the agenda set in our program, Renewed Hope Manifesto, will be pursued diligently, vigorously, with all our energy.
Raise
the hand of the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ahmed Tinubu, and the governor of Lagos State, Sam Olu. Congratulations, and I wish APC the real best of luck. Thank you very much.
Ahead of the 2023 polls, which is just a few days away, youths in the FCT have been urged to shun any act of violence that could jeopardize the conduct of credible polls. The FCT Minister, Mohammed Bello, made the call at a youth sensitization program organized by Abuja Residents Youth Association. Trust TV's Mardia Omar has the report.
At the sensitization campaign, the president of the Abuja Resident Youth Association, Mukhtar Akoshile, stated that electoral violence perpetrated by youths has been a major clog in the wheel of Nigeria's development. Akoshile maintained that the power of the youths is in their votes, assuring that they will use it as an instrument that will propel peace in Nigeria in the forthcoming election.
They should go out there and vote for their choice candidates. We are aware of the challenges the nation is facing, but they should not let that derail their thinking by going or trying to go out on Saturday to vote. We do not want to believe that some people are trying to gather anywhere to perpetrate any evil. As young people, our leaders is everywhere.
All of us are aware how Nigerian politicians used to cajole youth due to the poverty in the land, to use them for election violence by giving them the stipend, to use them as a dog to disrupt the election process. And we as an Abuja Youth Presidents Association, it is our responsibility to come out to give our youth orientation and sensitize them.
Pauline Okudi, who is optimistic about the upcoming polls, shared her expectations.
Praying that let the hand of God visit this election because and we need the right person to sit on the throne who will rule us as a better Nigeria, who will bring the children and the youth future to reality.
The FCT Minister Muhammad Bello, who spoke through the FCTA Permanent Secretary, advised the youths to take the forthcoming election as a rare opportunity to vote credible leaders rather than engage in violent activities.
Our voice will count by the way you use your ballot, the power that you have. You remember it is one man, one vote. And the government has done a lot to assure us that all your votes will count. So what should we do? Come next Saturday, come with your PVC, go to your polling booth, cast your vote, and wait peacefully.
One aspect of the elections that the world will be looking out for when Nigerians head to the polls is the turnout of Nigeria's huge youth population, which makes up over 80% of newly registered voters, according to Nigeria Independent National Electoral Commission. Martia Umar, Trust.
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Adamawa Command has reiterated the determination of its personnel towards strengthening skills and operations for the conduct of 2023 general elections. The command stated this during the sensitization workshop for officers and men in preparation of the forthcoming elections. Silas Lawang has the report.
To achieve free, fair and credible elections, the NSCDC has been charged to actively protect and secure all the polling units in collaboration with other sister security agencies. The command cautioned the electorate not to engage in any act that can lead to arrest during the elections. The command said if anyone caught planning to bring chaos before, during and after the general elections, the offenders will be arrested and dealt with accordingly.
Given this, NSCDC must protect the state against all level of threats, must do proactively and constantly bearing in mind that violation of the fundamental human rights of the citizens or any act of crudely will fascinate several sanctions, and whoever is arrested will be dismissed and handed over to the court of prosecution.
The command said it is important for officers to acquaint themselves with the new electoral law for a seamless operation.
In this system where you are going to, anybody you see playing around with beavers, trying to watch himself, he's doing like this, he's playing music, you are free to challenge that person. And if he refuses to listen to you, get him arrested and give it to the next supervisory presiding officer. We will take action on it. Because all they are trying to do is, how can we make this thing spoil? If they are not actually ad hoc staff. Because we are aware there are some ad hoc staff that they come with the name of ad hoc staff, but they are not. We are ready to face them.
The command has also assured Nigerians that the Corps will work to secure voters, domestic observers, sensitive election materials, and electoral officers, while the command called on the public to report suspicious activities immediately. Silas Lawan, Trust TV News, Yola.
Presidential candidate of Action Alliance, Hamza Al-Mustafa, says he has not stepped down for Atiku Abubakar, presidential candidate of the PDP, in the Saturday election. Al-Mustafa appeared on Trust TV program Daily Politics on Monday. The retired major is a factional presidential candidate of the AA, recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission. He said he had not discussed with anyone that he is withdrawing or adopting any other candidate. Recall that Solomon David Akanigwan emerged as presidential candidate for Dr. Adekunle Omoaje-led AA leadership, the former chief security officer to late head of state Sani Abacha, who was elected as presidential candidate of Udeze-led leadership of the party, though court recognized Omoaje faction.
It's a scam. It's an irresponsible act because there is a court order. It was violated. Lies were told to Nigerians. It's a weightier thing.
So you're a candidate?
I'm a firm, authentic candidate of Action Alliance. I'm contesting this election. I am in the race fully, and myself and my running mate. And so also all other candidates in Action Alliance are active and effective candidates recognized by INEC. Every single thing we did, let me tell you this, we did it according to the provisions of the law, from that of the party, INEC Act, and national law. And I'll tell you this with pride. No person, a man or woman, that has violated anything in Action Alliance.
And away from politics, naira scarcity in the country is taking a toll on beggars in Abuja as they depend on alms from benevolent individuals and organizations, a trend that is fast disappearing. Trust TV's Kabir Lowell speaks to beggars on how they're coping with the naira crunch.
On December 15 last year, the Central Bank of Nigeria launched the newly redesigned currency into circulation, a program aimed at tackling inflation and mopping up excess liquidity outside the banking system. Beggars in FCT, however, said naira redesign policy is hurting businesses, especially those that are heavily cash dependent, and this in turn affects. We are appealing on the government to please make the new currency available, as this is telling on us. Feeding is a problem. Taking our wards and children to the hospital or wives are also problems. This is not a good time for this policy. Some people said it is good. If it is good, let us see it in us, because this hungry is too much. Some of us cannot walk. Some are blind, they can't see. Feeding has become a problem, but we are thanking God, because even if they don't have physical cash to give us, they give us perishable goods to keep food for our families at home. Some beggars said that the persistent scarcity has opened a naira black market where Nigerians now pay to get cash, making it increasingly difficult for people to give out cash to beggars. We are calling on the government, because life has not been easy. People that normally give us money now find it very difficult to give us a physical cash. But in turn, they try to give us what will help our lives to keep table for our families. We have been here all day, and this is where we normally stay that people come to give us cash, because some of us have been sick and we don't have money for medication. And this policy is really telling on us and our families. And most of us that you are seeing right here, families depend on us, and whatever we get, we take to our families. The beggars and residents called on government and the CBN to make the new currency available to make life easier for people. Kabir Lowell, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Central Bank of Nigeria on Tuesday said President Muhammadu Buhari's directive on the 200 naira notes still stands. In a statement, the CBN dismissed some media reports that the president approved the reissuance and release of the old 500 and 1,000 naira notes as legal tender in the country. It described the reports as fake news, pledging to work with security agencies to unravel the perpetrators of the misleading reports. Buhari, in his nationwide broadcast on February 16, directed the Apex Bank to only reissue and recirculate the old 200 naira notes as legal tender for 60 days. Normalcy seems to have been restored in the Shagam local government area of Ogun State after a violent protest that rocked the town early Monday over scarcity of fuel and the new naira notes. Banks and business premises were attacked and set ablaze, cars looted and burnt, while shops were forced to remain under lock and key. According to the State Commissioner of Police, Frank Mba, who led his men and soldiers to the scene, 30 suspects have been arrested in connection with the unrest. The most affected was Obayarinwole Road, where about 7 branches of commercial banks were attacked and ATM machines vandalized and looted. On a sad note, the new Nigeria People's Party House of Representatives candidate for Wudil Garko constituency in Kano State, Kamilu Ado Isa, is dead. Isa, a former Assistant Comptroller General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, died after a brief illness on Monday. His death occurred 4 days to the presidential and National Assembly elections. In a condolence message to his family, presidential candidate of the NNPP, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, described his demise as a huge loss for the party, the state, and the nation. The deceased has been buried according to Islamic rites. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Rampant cases of phone snatching. Stay with us.
That's great.
Trust TV.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining us, you're watching Trust News Update. Here's a recap of our top stories. We told you that APC ends presidential campaign rally in Lagos. We also told you that Abuja beggars feel heat as Naira's scarcity persists. Moving to other stories, an elderly woman was burnt to ashes when gunmen razed houses on Tuesday at Amagu Ihube community in Okigwe local government area of Imo State. Among houses burnt were the country homes of the Imo State Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Emeka Okoronkwo. Also burnt is the country home of the former dean of the law faculty of the Imo State University, Owerri, Nnamdi Obiareri, who served as Commissioner for Information, Youth and Sports, and Land and Urban Planning during the administrations of former governors of the state, Ikedi Ohakim and Rochas Okorocha. Also touched was the country home of a retired director of Department of Security Service, Emeka Ngu. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, ASP Henry Okoye, who confirmed the attack, said the police had launched an investigation into the incident, adding that no arrest has yet been made. The administrative headquarters of Okehi local government area of Kogi State at Obangede has been reportedly set on fire by unidentified people. According to an eyewitness, Muhammad Nesi from Obangede, the inferno was noticed few minutes before midnight on Tuesday. He said the hoodlums planted the improvised explosive devices which destroyed the bursary department of the local government secretariat. The State Security Advisor, Navy Commander Jerry Omodara, retired, who confirmed the incident on Tuesday, said it was the handwork of saboteurs who are out to cause panic to prevent voters from coming out to exercise their civic rights. Omodara, who added that no casualty was recorded, assured that security operatives have been drafted to the place to restore normalcy. The Kogi State Police Command has confirmed the incident and assured that the situation is under control. Osun State Police have arrested 7 men for alleged house breaking and phone theft in Osogbo, the state capital. The suspects, who were paraded at the police headquarters in the state capital, confessed to the crime. Hamid Oyegbade reports.
The incidences of phone snatching by hoodlums and phone theft by burglars were rampant in Osun State. The new commissioner of police in the state, Kainde Lunge, assured residents that the menace would be curtailed. The efforts of police yielded positive results with the arrest of these suspects, who confessed to their involvement in phone theft.
We have placed appropriate strategies to curb criminality in Osun State. Not just phone snatchers, any form of criminality will be checked. And importantly, there is adequate assurance for the good people of Osun that they will enjoy peace and tranquility now, during the election, after the election, and throughout. The men are up to the task, and they will ensure there is tranquility in the state.
There was a guy that brought a phone to me for repair. After repairing, I will have to sell it for him. So this outside guy was the one that bought the phone. After I bought the phone, maybe they tracked the phone and they made the phone with him. Maybe the holders of the phone were with him, and he actually sold it to the other guy, which is sitting down. So that was what happened. I'm at that shop at the phone.
We burgled a shop. We stole phones and other items from the shop. We plead with government to have mercy on us. We know that we committed the crime. I bought 4 stolen phones. I sold each to another person. When I sold the phone to him, the police now arrested him.
CP Kainde reiterated his commitment to rid the state of criminal elements and ensure safety of lives and property in the state.
The federal government has repatriated no fewer than 150 stranded Nigerians from Niamey, Niger Republic, The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, stated this while receiving the returnees at the Aminu Kano International Airport on Monday evening. She said the exercise was conducted in collaboration with the International Organization for Immigration and the Economic Community of West African States. According to her, the returnees were brought back to Kano under the care of the IOM and ECOWAS from Niger Republic. Represented by the Director of Humanitarian Services of the Ministry, Grema Ali, the minister explained that the program was meant for the distressed Nigerians who had left the country to seek greener pastures in various European countries and could not afford to return when their journey became frustrated. No fewer than 17 passengers were rescued Monday morning when their boat capsized near Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos. The The commercial passenger boat, which belongs to Fazma Logistics, left Ikorodu jetty around 6:45 a.m. en route the Ebutero when it capsized close to Bariga Ferry Terminal. The Lagos State Waterways Authority, in a statement, said the incident occurred at about 7 a.m., adding that all the passengers were rescued alive by first responders, including its officers. LASWA said boat recovery operations commenced immediately while the boat captain is being interrogated. On the international scene, 3 United Nations peacekeepers were killed and 5 were seriously injured on Tuesday when their convoy struck a roadside bomb in central Mali. The UN mission on Tuesday said a MINUSMA force convoy hit an improvised explosive device. MINUSMA, the UN multidimensional integrated stabilization mission in Mali, was created in 2013 to help stabilize a state battered by insurgents. Thousands of people have died and hundreds of thousands have fled their homes during the course of the emergency. With more than 13,500 military personnel and police, MINUSMA is one of the biggest but also deadliest UN peacekeeping missions, suffering a high toll, especially to IEDs. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.